Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's Real Late on Hot 97. My name is Peter Rosenberg, and J.I.D. is in the building, not J.I.D.
Oh, man, it's either or.
You don't mind J.I.D.?
I don't mind either.
Because I would assume that's
As long
like...
as somebody's saying my name.
Then you're happy about it.
I don't care.
Yo, J.I.D. signed to Dreamville from Atlanta.
East Atlanta.
East Atlanta. So people get very specific about what part of Atlanta they're from. Now, when you say East Atlanta, what does that mean? Not besides the location.
Yeah.
What does it connote like culturally?
East Atlanta it's for me, it was really like inspiring because I seen a lot of good shit and I seen a lot of bad stuff, but it was kind of inspiring.
In what sense? Why?
Just because of all of the people that I seen doing things from that area, even before like I started getting involved with music, just like even Gucci's, like that was inspirational to me. You know what I'm saying? Future being like a big artist, and then like we got major athletes that. Like, I was an athlete, you know what I'm saying? So people that I played ball with, just going to NFL, it was inspirational.
So East Atlanta is just a hub of whether it's artistic talent or sports talent. What you play basketball?
No.
what kind of ball do you play? You play football?
I played football and I like ran track and stuff like that.
What were you, like a cornerback?
Corner, kick return, punt return type stuff.
Yeah, there's only...
A little frail.
I'm about to say, there's a limited amount of positions that you have to jump down. How serious were you with it?
I made it to college, like scholarship.
Really?
Yeah.
To where? Did it end negatively?
I got kicked out.
Oh, okay. So it did end negatively.
Put them on, like, give them no pub.
Why'd you get kicked out? What were you doing?
I was being a rock star. It was about books and drugs and stuff. Life, you know.
Yeah, that wasn't the life for you.
No, it wasn't. I was doing too much.
Artistry made more sense.
Artistry made way more sense for me.
And I know you grew up, you're the youngest of 7, right?
Yeah, big family.
So you have a big family, older parents.
Old as hell.
So they, by the way, when you say old as hell, how old are your parents? Like
60 plus.
60 plus. Okay,
yeah.
that's like
so they had kids just like your parents?
My parents are 70 almost.
Yeah, all right.
I'm 37 though. How old are you? Younger.
Yeah, younger.
Younger than 37.
I'm a granddad, but I'm younger.
Right, got it.
Yeah.
So your parents didn't put you on hip hop, but I'm guessing you had siblings that did.
Yeah, all my older brothers and sisters were big into music. And then my dad had like a great ear for music. Like he could sing and all of that extra stuff. I got some people that are in the industry that was in my family. Like Jonte Austin is my first cousin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Very.
So Atlanta's just connected. It does feel like a small world. It's for a big city, Atlanta is sort of like a small world, right?
Yeah, I could say that.
And the business and the hip hop business is relatively small too. So what was the hip hop you initially got into when you found it?
I initially fell in love with New York hip hop. That's what kind of got me doing it. You know what I'm saying? I fell in love with like the origin of it, like where it came from and shit.
Now I'm guessing you don't mean Melly Mel. I'm guessing Curtis Blow. I'm guessing you mean Nas and Biggie.
Yeah, even like Rakim and stuff.
Okay.
Eric B and all them. I thought they were crazy.
KRS.
Yeah.
And
crazy.
stuff like that.
Yeah. Tribe, like my shit. I love Q-Tip and all of them.
It's funny. I mean, this is a recurring sort of theme on this show, at least, is that how many artists there are from Atlanta who are New York influenced.
Yeah.
And
I thought I was one of the few.
No. You'd be surprised. Well, the ones that I tend to gravitate towards.
All right, that makes sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes
I tend
sense.
to be that way. Now, listen, there are some that you wouldn't think stylistically love that stuff, but they still did, even people like Gucci, just because if you're an older head, that's what you grew up on. There wasn't other options. And to that extent, that's why the young New York crowd now, some of the older heads don't get why, like, for example, when ASAP Mob blew up, everyone's like, well, why do they sound like Atlanta or Houston? I'm like, well, that's what's been popping their entire life. Why would they not grow up on that? And it's funny.
I'm trying to do like the opposite of ASAP.
You want and there are people like that. For example, Nick Grant's from Atlanta.
Yeah, no.
Sounds
no,
New York.
He's not.
He's not. Where's he from?
He's from South Carolina. I was born and raised.
Oh,
in
he
Atlanta.
moved to Atlanta. Sorry.
Yeah.
By the way, so you also have another but Nick does live in Atlanta now, right?
He does live in Atlanta. He's great. That's my dog. I think he's amazing.
But no, you're just pointing out the truth.
Yeah.
And not that he doesn't try to say where he's from. I'm just a bad journalist.
Oh yeah, I got you. I'm gonna correct you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. But it's true because a lot of like the artists I know from Alabama, from everywhere, basically within a couple hundred miles, make they move to Atlanta, which obviously makes sense.
It does.
So but you draw a distinction between that and the cats who culturally what it means to have grown up in Atlanta.
Yeah, I'm like from the mud, you know what I'm saying? So that's just a little difference that comes with me, I guess.
Do you think it's sort of the same thing that like people would have if someone's like, nah, I'm from Jersey. Someone who's from Jersey is like, I'm from New York, but there's something different about growing up in the city.
Y'all have a little thing though, like the Jersey, New York thing. It's a little thing, like some type of combative. They cool, but it's always a thing between Jersey and New York.
Well, think about. I realized several years ago that the places that are the most similar are the places that people get most offended to be confused about being from, right?
That's very true. I was in Texas the other day, and I was like, I was making a joke. I was in Houston, so I was like, hey, what's up, Dallas? Just joking around and shit. And they was like, don't do that to the crowd.
Not even funny.
They will get so fucking mad.
Exactly. And it's so funny because like the example Americans always fuck up, New Zealand and Australia. It's the one thing you don't want to fuck up, but it's the thing you're most likely to fuck up. Jersey and New York, same thing. It's the most likely. I'm from the DMV, and if someone's like, "Oh, you from Baltimore?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm from DC. I'm not from fucking Baltimore."
That is so true because I went to school in that area, the DMV area, and that was a thing too.
At an unnamed school in that area.
At an unnamed school, you can find. It's not that hard, but I just nah.
And the same thing, Virginia and Maryland.
Yeah, so, they hate that. They hate that.
When people are like, "Oh, I'm from Virginia," I'm like, cool, I'm from Maryland." And we look down our nose because Virginia's further south.
Yeah.
We think of it as being less progressive. Like, oh, y'all sometimes vote for Republicans. The Maryland never does. As we continue on Real Late on Hot 97, J.I.D. is in the building. How often do people call you Jid?
50. It's 50-50.
50-50.
Yeah, like.
So you've grown to again, just like we were just saying, confusing the thing that you're most likely to confuse it with, so you can't get that mad.
And I just decided to just let it rock because, like, it initially came from my grandmother giving me a nickname, Jittery.
Right.
I didn't want that to be my rap name, but I just remember I thought it was kind of cool, so I made it J.I.D. People start calling me Jid. I'm like,
But okay. It's interesting. Hold on. But so I was a little confused when I read that. Jittery.
You think it's spelled with a T.
Right.
But my grandma's from the South.
So she would say jittery and it sounded like it had a D.
Yeah, every
So you
time.
said J.I.D.
Yeah.
But really, if someone calls you Jid, sound-wise, that is short for jittery.
Yeah.
So it really does sort of work.
It works.
All right, I'm not mad at that. Okay,
there's a little science to it.
Yeah, that kind of actually makes sense. So you started getting serious in the rap game like 5 years ago.
4. I say about 3 to 4 years.
And what did that entail? Because I'm always curious. One of the things I've really been trying to uncover with artists these days is how they go from like, I'm just sort of messing around and my friends know about it, to like, okay, now I'm signed to Dreamville.
Yeah.
So take us through that a little bit. How did you start getting serious about it?
I was going through so much like negative. It was a very negative time, like dark. Like the past 3-4 years were kind of real dark for me. So got kicked out of school, came back to Atlanta. I had to had some charges, community service, all that stuff. Living with my parents, trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. So I figured out I want to be a rapper. I literally like, fuck it, I can do it. I started writing, reading more, just studying shit. Let my parents know, like, I'm about to do this music shit. Next day, I went and got a neck tat.
Nice, right away.
Because that's what rappers do. So I did that.
You were like, I've decided in the last 24 hours, I never want to be able to get a regular job for the rest of my life.
So no, that's literally what I did. They saw it. They kicked me out. I went and moved in with a couple. You ever heard of Earth Gang?
Yes.
Well, one of those guys had a crib. I moved in with them.
Coincidentally? Or like y'all had already been messing?
We went to college together.
Okay.
Yeah, we went to school together, so I already knew of them.
And they were already doing rap stuff?
They were already serious. They wanted to do it since like high school.
Okay.
I was up there to play football. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't really worried about anything, but I knew I like had the lyrical ability. Like I knew I could make songs. I knew I had a good ear for music as far as like what I like to listen to and the people I like to listen to. So I was in a dark place. Got kicked out, and I literally was in this house every single day recording because we got equipment from manager and the old basketball player.
Okay.
It's hilarious. But we got some studio equipment from a basketball player that wanted to rap.
An NBA player?
Yeah.
Oh, so a guy who had money.
Yeah.
That's a major key, by the way.
So free equipment, like, you know what I'm saying? And I taught myself, a guy taught me how to record myself and gave us all the presets and shit. So after that, I started recording myself every single day. I didn't leave. It was
so even if you weren't with Earth Gang, like even if they weren't around, you would just start messing on your own.
Record. Always. I still do that to this day. Like I'm very like mad scientist. Like I have to try different sounds. I have to like listen to different sounds. I have to just study the music, just try and get better at it. Because I was trying to find out how I was going to be as an artist. Like I didn't know what I wanted to sound like. I didn't know what I would sound like or how I would even be perceived like as image and shit. But all that shit matters. So I would just study, bro. I was in a real like place of trying to learn the game and learn as much as I can about it. So when I get an opportunity, I'll be ready.
And you still like to sometimes record yourself, even with other people out around?
Yeah, the last project I did about 75% of the recording. You know what I'm saying? Outside of the stuff when we left.
Alone?
Yeah, alone.
You would just hit record on the beat and do a rough version yourself?
Not even a rough version. Some of the versions are sent to the engineers and they mix and master and we used it.
Right. You were pretty close. Like it wasn't that far off.
100%.
But that's interesting you point that out too, because so many people think that it's just like, I can rap.
Yeah.
And then they don't think about like, well, when I get in the booth, who am I? Like, what is that persona?
That made so much a difference because I was saying crazy stuff that didn't even feel like me. And I was like, I can't do this. I can't be presented this way because why would I want to, like, everybody flashy, shoot, bang, bang.
You had Glocks and techs. They were everywhere.
Yeah, it was horrible. And I was just like, that's not my life, bro. I got one gun. So I wasn't really
you're a responsible gun owner.
Responsible. It's licenses everything.
License and everything.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not, like, I'm going about the right way with it. So I wasn't just about to sit there and flex. I literally wanted to tell people, like, all my life I've been, like, broke as hell. Like, it's called the never story. Like, all my life I've been struggling. Like, youngest of 7, my parents didn't have everything to give to everybody. All my sisters had baby out of wedlock, brother in jail, one brother in the streets, one playing NFL. Like, it was a whole bunch of stuff going on, and I'm just sitting back watching all of it. So it helped my story a little bit more, become more authentic to, like, what I was really going through. Just watching my family, watching my surroundings, my friends.
Bro, that is a lot of consummate struggle Black experience in America in one family.
Yeah.
You got everything.
Bro, everything.
Brother in the NFL?
Brother in the NFL. He got picked up, Mr. Irrelevant.
What is that? That's his name is Mr.
The
Irrelevant?
last one who get picked in the draft. He came from Tulane.
Oh, really? And is he in the league now?
No.
He lasted for a little bit.
A few years. Because he went like last, so it's hard.
Right.
It's a long shot.
So your real life. It was the stories that people don't hear about that often, which is what happens to most people.
But he's amazing though, because he went back to school, got his master's, like about to get his doctor's. Like, my family is smart as hell, but everybody had to find their own lane and stuff like that. Even my brother that was in jail, like, he came out and did some amazing shit.
And pulled it together.
So we now, like, as far as my brother and sister, everybody's like coming together and doing real good, and then they see what I'm doing and stuff like this. So it's kind of we're gonna be straight.
Now, so let's get to the J. Cole part of this. How did that relationship come to be?
So I was at I was on tour with Absol. Well, Earth Gang was on tour with Absol.
Got it.
And I was performing a song with them every night.
So you went with them.
Yeah, I just went with them. It wasn't
and you would
really
jump out, do your one joint, and
I'm out.
and make the connects, have the experience.
So Boss was there. Boss was, J. Cole's artist and stuff like that. So Cole
shout out to Boss. Yep.
Knew of Earth Gang. Shout out to Boss. Knew of Earth Gang. So he checked them out and he saw me do the song with them. He, you know what I'm saying? He liked it and stuff. That was all for that. But while, like, the whole time we're doing a tour, I used to be smoking with Sid Brown, one of his, like, close friends. And after the tour, like, me and Sid just stayed close. So he was playing my stuff for Cole the whole time. And he never let me know. And then one day he was just like, hey, bro, you should come up to, North Carolina. Woo, woo. Like, all right, bet, let's do it. And it was history, bro. It was really organic as hell, you know what I'm saying?
And so by the time you got to North Carolina to go visit J. Cole on the Cole compound, wherever that is, he was already familiar.
I left something out. He pulled up. He had a show in Atlanta. He pulled up to our crib.
Oh, really?
In the hood.
Yeah. You just wanted to come through, kick it, listen to music.
And so it just started, like, real organic, bro. He was just a good-ass guy. Like, I'd never met nobody of his, like, stature or somebody that's supposed to be, critically acclaimed J. Cole. And he just like, what's up, G? Like, spitting my bars, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just stuff like that.
Yeah, he is regular, man. And it's a great time in hip-hop when, arguably the two best in the game, J. Cole and Kendrick, are both guys who have managed to keep themselves just regular.
Humble as hell.
Yeah, like, that's like, to the point that you could tell they have to work to do it. I mean, like,
exactly.
they made a commitment to being regular people.
And then we spoke about this yesterday, like, for them to attack some of the topics they talk about and have all the influence, like, even with the Kendrick project and stuff, that shit means, like, everything to me as a fan. It's like, y'all really trying to do something for, like, our people and all that. So
that's what I find.
I stand behind that.
That's what I find really irritating about me being in my late 30s now, and in the business that I'm in, I have to have all the conversations with people about where hip hop is.
Yeah.
And so one of the most irritating things is having to, like, hear over and over again the disappointment people have about hip hop. And I'm like, there have never, I'm saying this right now on the record.
All right.
Never in the hip hop history have there been two artists as big as Cole and Kendrick at the level they're at, talking about the kind of content they're talking about.
That's so inspirational, bro.
It never. And everyone pretends in the 90s, everyone wants to make you believe that the positive rappers, like, ruled the game.
Yeah.
That was not the case.
Nah, it was all about the Death Rows.
Nas was, there was almost never a time where Nas was the most popular rapper. And if he was right near the top, people forget.
See, I wasn't around her, so it's, like, hard to visualize that because I think Nas is
the biggest ever.
Yeah.
Because collectively, as time has gone on, he's become the biggest ever.
Yeah.
But, like, when I mean, when It Ain't Hard to Tell came out, it was a big deal, but he was brand new. So by the time he got to be really huge, I mean, he had If I Ruled the World, and that was really big. But also remember, that album had a lot of like Nas Escobar sort of drug talk on it too. It wasn't like Kumbaya Nas. You know, then he had his period of being on Hot Boys by Missy. Like Nas had his little in-between weird times before he got to I Can. And
If I Ruled the World with Diddy and all of that.
Hate Me Now. He had some,
Hate Me Now. Oh my God, If I Ruled the World.
Whatever. If I Ruled the World, people hated on that too. Everyone forgets. Everyone hated and was like, yo, he has Lauren singing the Curtis Blow one. So anyways, my point is though, there was never a time where the game was kind of ruled. But now, like, J. Cole and Kendrick are as important. J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake are the three biggest artists in the game.
100%.
And not to say that Drake is as negative with his imagery or anything, but you have two guys who are like blatantly positive and
this is what we own.
Exactly. And I just think it's great. And I think people like you, there's now a lane open to know that there's a lane for smart, like not conscious. Conscious also used to have a label of like you're trying to preach. Nah, it just means being smart with the shit you're talking about.
I'm just sensitive to my surroundings, bro. Like everything around me means something. Just to absorb and just, you know what I'm saying? That's just me.
So your project's out right now?
Right today, to now.
And where can people get this? Everywhere?
Everywhere, every platform that music is streamed or.
So if they just go search J.I.D, it will come up.
I believe so. If they J.I.D The Never Story, it should come up. Definitely.
Boom. All right, cool. It's been a pleasure getting to talk to you.
Likewise, bro.
I'm excited to see what happens here, and look for more coming soon. You're also on the road, aren't you? Aren't you doing shows?
We just started.
So you're on the road right now. So coming to a city near you and a new project out right now.
Definitely.
J.I.D. Dreamville. Thanks for coming through, bro.
Bless, man.